My 24F boyfriend 28M of 3 years broke up with me and I can't stop replaying how I reacted. My boyfriend of 3 years sat me down few days ago and told me he'd been feeling different lately and thought we should take a break. I asked him if there was someone else. He said no. I also asked if there was a specific reason and if he was breaking up for good. He just said something about not wasting my time, and that maybe it was better if we just went our separate ways. Where I'm stuck and feeling so ashamed. In that moment of panic I asked if there was anything I could do to change his mind. Like anything at all to make him stay. And he just looked at me and kept asking, anything. Are you sure? He said it more than 3 times and each time I said yes. I cringed so hard thinking about it now. I hate that I practically begged. That I kept saying I'd do anything. It was like my brain short-circuited and all my self-respect went out the window. After that, he just grabbed some of his things and walked out for the night. I've been replaying what happened over and over, feeling sick and embarrassed. The idea that he might tell our mutual friends or just remember me that way is eating me up inside. Right now, I feel like I don't even recognize myself. If someone asked me today, I'd swear I'd never say something like that to a man who's deciding to leave me. So why did I? How do I face him when he comes back to get the rest of his stuff? How do I even begin to move past this shame and start feeling okay again? I'm really struggling to let go of this moment. I think everyone has that one cringy breakup where they wish they'd acted differently. Don't take it so hard. We've all been there, both genders. I asked if there was anything I could do to change his mind. You're ashamed of this? If a girl said this to me while we were breaking up, then I would think she really loved and respected me. I just don't understand the whole thing. If he turned what you did into some negative thing, then he's an asshole that is not worth your time. Do not beat yourself up. You were in shock. He had time to figure out what he wanted. You didn't. You were taken by surprise and you had a normal reaction. Especially since he initially said break rather than break up. He was using weaselly wording that made it sound like you would be back together. You did fine. Hold your head up. You were having an honest reaction to someone who didn't begin the conversation with honesty. You were feeling shock. He was able to be calm because he knew it was coming. He pre-felt his feelings in private. He worked out his little speech in his car alone. You didn't have that luxury. I know it feels like shit now, but it truly doesn't matter what he thinks of you or what he tells anyone. Go room by room and clear out all his things. Have them ready by the door, and when he texts and says he's on the way to pick them up, set them all neatly outside. You don't need to see each other again. Don't reach out. Don't respond if he reaches out to check on you. Do reach out to friends and ask them to help you get out of the house to do stuff. Go to a museum, take a walk, go to a paint and sip, join a book club. TBH op. I think you might be fixating on something so small because you can't cope with the actual big thing, e.g. the loss of a 3-year relationship. Please believe me when I tell you that next to nobody will react in a positive way or in a way they recognize when a relationship they invested so much in comes to an end, particularly when they didn't even see it coming. They will beg and cry and try to find reason and a compromise because it's so hard to accept. So when he comes back, you hold your head high, sweetheart, and you look him in the eye. You have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. Then you grieve the relationship and try to move on as best as you can. Best of luck, op heart. Wife, 29F, lied to me, 32M, about where she was. Not sure how to move forward from here. Wife told me she was going to go have a movie night with her friend, Amy, and will be home by 9 p.m. I am friends with John. We call each other every month or two. Go fishing once or twice a year. John calls me, says he saw my wife at Sally's house. Sally is his neighbor a few doors down. Said when he saw my wife it reminded him that we haven't spoken a while, so he gave me a call. We chat for about an hour. I didn't mention anything about my wife. The whole time on the phone to him I feel like I am insane. Did I really mishear Amy for Sally? I text my wife and ask her how is everything going with Amy. Are they having fun? She replies all's good. I ask her how is Amy, I haven't seen her in a while. How is she good? Wife confirms Amy is great. Then I text her, ask when was the last time she saw Sally. She doesn't reply for about 10 minutes. She replies that she hasn't seen Sally in at least a few days. I text back and ask her, is she certain that she's not actually sitting at Sally's house right now? No reply for 5 minutes. I'm really starting to freak out at this point, so I call her. She tries to deny it, and keeps going back to, what makes you think I am at Sally's? Something didn't feel right about the whole situation and we go back and forth for a good 10 minutes. Finally I tell her I am hanging up and driving over to Amy's house right now and we'll see if she's there. She breaks down into tears and admits she's actually at Sally's house, and she says she knows I don't like Sally. Which is true. And she thought it would cause less hassle if she said she was going to Amy's for a few hours instead of Sally's. Which is probably also true. Here's the thing. We have been married for years and we have never had lies in our relationship. We have been through some serious shit over the years, but we could always trust each other. And that's what we had. Our relationship was built on that one solid principle, and that got us through so much. I can accept that she lied about going to Sally's. I can probably forgive that, to be honest. If she would have just admitted right up front when I first called her out, I would be reasonably okay with this whole situation. It kills me that she kept insisting on the lie, right up until the very last minute when she knew it was impossible to keep going. Only then did she finally come clean. If I wouldn't have said I was going to Amy's house, she would have kept arguing and telling me I was wrong. The fact she argued with me about being at Sally's and then told more lies in the process to defend the first lie. And that she only let up when she knew she was totally cornered. We have never had lies in our relationship before now. This is totally new ground. I feel like I can't trust her anymore. It actually hurts more that it was such a stupid thing to lie over. The fact she argued to my face. And that it just seemed to come so natural. I really don't know how I can trust her the next time she tells me she's going out with a friend. It's going to be in the back of my mind, are you lying to me again? Can we pinky promise that you are actually going out with this particular friend? Oh, that's right. We can't promise each other, because you are so natural and comfortable saying outright lies straight to my face. So I guess just go have fun. I'll be sitting at home second guessing everything. I need advice on how a person is supposed to move forward in this situation. I genuinely don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. Too long did not read. Wife lied about going to friend Amy's house. Instead went to friend Sally's house. Lied and denied it until I called her bluff. Don't know how to trust her anymore. What's wrong with Sally? Info. If your wife simply told you she was going to Sally's, what would have happened? Be honest. Exactly why did your wife feel the need to lie to you about seeing Sally? If she had told you at the outset she was going to see Sally, how would you have reacted? I don't know, dude. On one hand, I totally get your point and the principle of what you're saying. On the other hand, she lied about this, so she can lie about anything, really isn't a thing. Even if that's what 9,000 angry and hurt Redditors are about to tell you. If you can forgive the lie, as you say you probably can, don't become convinced suddenly that she's nothing but a liar. We're all more than the sum of our mistakes. There's a difference between the person and the behavior. I'd argue this is behavior, not a reveal or transformation of the person. Sally, for whatever reason you don't like her, probably convinced your wife to stop letting you decide which friends she is and isn't allowed to have. Serious question. What's wrong with Sally? 30F, my husband, 30M, acts like an old man. What are my options? Hi, everyone. I need some advice. My husband and I have been together for 6 years, married for 3, and while I love him dearly, I'm starting to feel like I'm married to a 70-year-old man in a 30-year-old's body. He's got this boomer energy that he's fully leaning into, and I don't know how to handle it. For example, he makes these painfully unfunny dad jokes to everyone. Like telling the postman, "Hope there's no bills today, haha." The postman didn't even fake a laugh, he just stared at him. It's excruciating to witness, but my husband is so proud of himself for these little zingers. And then there's his bedtime schedule. If we're out past 9 p.m., he gets cranky and complains about how late it is. I'm 30, I still want to have fun sometimes. But nope, he's always asking if we can go home early because it's getting late, or traffic will be bad tomorrow. I've tried telling him that it's only going to get harder to make and maintain friends as we get older, and that we should sacrifice staying out a little later if it means building social bonds and relationships, but he just brushes it off. I don't want to spend my whole life eating dinner at 5 p.m. and being in bed by 9. Is there a way to talk to him about this without making him feel bad or defensive? I love him and want to include him in things. This whole situation can be avoided by you not, seemingly, relying on your husband to have fun. Go out with friends, leave him at home in bed. Just don't do anything stupid when you're out. That's your option. Married people don't have to do everything together. If you want to stay up later, stay up later. Don't want to have dinner at 5, don't. Does he have to be up early for work or the gym before work? Is this a major personality shift? Because people aren't projects. It's not for him to change, it's for you to adapt. If you want to bring it up to him, make it less, "You have boomer energy and are boring," and make bad jokes. And more, "Hey, I know you like to go to bed early, but can we stay up later on Friday and Saturday nights and make one of those nights a date night and the other one more social?" Girl, I don't know, but I hope I marry that kind of man. LMAO. Sounds like he is just enjoying his whimsical self. I'd suggest letting your quirky old man be himself and going out with your friends more. Time to call Dr. Rick from the Progressive commercials. I 32F just wanted my boyfriend 34M to make me feel loved and proud of me. Did I make a mistake? I 32F have been with my boyfriend 34M for the past 3.5 years. We have been living together for the past 2 years and it has been a roller coaster throughout. I have been going to the gym more and trying to eat healthy, which is something he had expressed he wanted. I have been enjoying it and really proud of my accomplishments, but it seems like every time I'm excited to tell him about something I accomplished he brushes it off like it's no big deal and even said that he doesn't like feeling forced to essentially compliment me. But whenever he comes home from the gym he looks at himself in the mirror for quite a while and says, "Impressive, right?" Tonight I tried to tell him that it didn't make sense to me that he looks for the same validation that I do but expects me to give it to him and won't give me. His response was that I need to be my own person. I really just wanted him to acknowledge all the hard work I've been putting in and make me feel loved and beautiful. He hasn't made me feel that in quite some time. Did I make a mistake by reaching out for a compliment? I didn't think it was too much to ask for. Does it come across as me being too needy? Be your own person. Without him, you are being gaslighted. Next time he says something as cringy as "impressive, right?" you should tell him he needs to be his own person. This happens to me. It is indicative of worse problems. I really just wanted him to acknowledge all the hard work I've been putting in and make me feel loved and beautiful. He hasn't made me feel that in quite some time. If your partner isn't making you feel loved and beautiful, what are they making you feel? I don't know your partner, but they sound more interested in themselves than you. No, it is not weird or unreasonable or a mistake to express your want for validation to your partner. That's good open honest communication. I have no idea why they would be suggesting that you're not being your own person for it. No, you didn't make mistake. Sorry, but he's either just not that into you or he's a narcissist. To be honest, sounds like both. Get a handful of his shitty phrases to tell him when he carries on with his massive ego while you plan your exit strategy. Wouldn't waste any more time with this one. Life is too short to be put down and not appreciated or supported. I wouldn't mind just poking him in the eyes. The double eye poke.